Sotangula to convene a special sitting. We are cognizant of the fact that the House is still sitting, but we are saying that this is the right time, if indeed William Ruto has any interest at all about the welfare of the people of Kenya, because we know the revenue and expenditure estimates, what we call the budget estimates, will be tabled before the House of Parliament not later than 30th of this month. And therefore, our call for a special sitting and for the removal of VAT and the suspension and or total exclusion of the extra 7 shillings charged on the fuel levy should be at this time and be considered during this special sitting, because the ramifications of this historic and abnormal increase in the cost of fuel effected last night are enormous, and the implications will spread to all sectors of our national economy and affect the socio-economic fabric of this country. In conclusion, I just want to amplify the point raised in our statement that indeed, as Kenyans would recall, when William Ruto took over the reins of government in 2022, is when immediately after he had made several promises that we needed to address the issue of the many taxes in the fuel sector. And many Kenyans will recall that he never shied to criticize the former administration. He said, he offered that there will be a review of the many. In fact, in his own words, he put those levies at 15. He said they're going to be reviewed. And therefore, every Kenyan felt that when he came up with the idea of a G2G arrangement, he was indeed going to address that issue of the mini taxes. The matter did come to me as Attorney General of the Republic, brought to me by the CS then, David Chirchir, the chairman of the Presidency Council of Economic Advisors, David D., and one of the other advisors, Mr. Hassan Mohammed. But I just raised one question. Yes, Saudi Aramco is owned by the Saudi government. It is therefore a government company. ADNOC is owned by the Abu Dhabi government. ENOC is owned by the Emirates. So indeed, it's just an acronym. So I raise the issue. If it's going to be a government to government, what is the government on the Kenyan side? And of course, the excuses were used that, there was a pressure on the Kenyan shilling because the oil marketing companies were demanding not less than 500 million shillings every month to import fuel into the country. And that now the arrangement was that Kenya was going to be given a 6 months window before paying for the fuel that will have been delivered. But surprisingly, the government of Kenya chose not to use the government-owned National Oil Corporation, NOC, or the Kenya Pipeline Company, KPC, to represent government on the Kenyan side so that the equation makes sense when you talk about G2G. Instead, the government of Kenya purported to advise the oil importing companies, the IOCs, the 3 from the Middle East, to nominate locally companies that government purported to have interest in. And those companies, the 3 that was nominated, are the ones led by Gulf Energy, in which William Ruto controls more than 3/4 of his shares. Indeed, as Kenyans would know, This Gulf Energy is the company that bought out the British consortium that was dealing with the Turkana oil. And therefore, it is no wonder that we have never seen a reduction in the fuel prices, because William Ruto is right in the middle. On the Kenyan side, he is the G. That's why we are calling on William Ruto to now cease this arrangement. And that's why we are saying Parliament should actually be the one in the forefront to call for scrapping of this so-called G2G arrangement, so as to address the plight of the common person who is going to get the effects of this astronomical and abnormal increase in fuel prices. Thank you.
Thank you.